Adam Pearce gets suspended. Bold predictions for WWE Royal Rumble 2026 in Saudi Arabia. Drew McIntyre's undisputed WWE Championship reign won't last long. Triple H forced to turn Cody Rhodes heel. CM Punk's in-ring retirement is close, and much, much more. Starting with bold predictions for WWE Royal Rumble 2026 in Saudi Arabia. WWE Royal Rumble 2026 will be broadcast live on January 31st from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Already, the landscape of the Stamford-based promotion has been shaken up as Drew McIntyre dethroned Cody Rhodes as the undisputed WWE champion. Additionally, big names, including Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, are already being advertised as part of the PLE, generating significant buzz for the show. We will make 5 bold predictions for the Royal Rumble 2026 in Saudi Arabia. Number 1, Drew McIntyre could face Sami Zayn in his first title defense. Drew McIntyre is the new undisputed WWE champion and will indeed defend his title at the upcoming premium live event. It's unlikely the company will set up a rematch between Rhodes and McIntyre for Rumble. Instead, Sami Zayn could be the potential opponent for the Scottish Warrior. The former honorary use has one of the largest fan bases in Saudi Arabia. Considering this, WWE is likely to book a Sami versus McIntyre clash at the Royal Rumble, especially after Zayn recently declared his intention to become the world champion. Number 2, Braun Breaker could return from suspension to win the men's Royal Rumble match. Adam Pearce suspended Braun Breaker on the latest episode of Raw after he attacked Penta and Dragon Lee during the match. Additionally, the new Big Dog attacked the Raw general manager, which triggered his suspension. There is a high likelihood that the Vision member will return from suspension to compete in the men's Royal Rumble match. If this happens, Breaker may emerge at the top of the contest and secure victory in the traditional Rumble match. Over the past few months, Braun has been getting significant push as a single star in the TKO-led promotion. In addition, he is already among the favorites to win the men's Rumble match. Number 3, Charlotte Flair could win another women's Royal Rumble match. The women's Rumble match can witness a former winner when Charlotte Flair stands tall and emerges as the victor in the women's Rumble match. This can happen if Bianca Belair still doesn't return because she isn't medically cleared. By winning the women's Rumble match, Flair may compete against Jade Cargill in a WWE women's title match at the Showcase of the Immortals. WWE has already teased a feud between these two stars, making this scenario likely. It could also potentially break up the tag team of Flair and Alexa Bliss in WWE. Number 4, WWE could announce that John Cena will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Last year in December, John Cena officially retired from the Squared Circle after Gunther defeated him in his final match. However, the franchise player has yet to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Many believe that the Hall of Fame class of 2026 may include him. So, at Royal Rumble, WWE can officially announce Cena's inclusion in the Hall of Fame this year. Number 5, Seth Rollins could return at Royal Rumble and set up a massive WrestleMania match. Seth Rollins is currently on hiatus from television due to a real-life injury. Meanwhile, if the Visionary recovers in time before Royal Rumble, he may return at the PLE. If Rollins returns in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, he may set the stage for a massive triple threat match at WrestleMania 42. Here, CM Punk could defend the gold against Braun Breaker and the Architect at the Show of Shows. The Visionary would surely seek revenge on Breaker for the betrayal, but he also wants his world title back. As a result, a triple threat match is likely to happen at WrestleMania this year. Where is Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux? Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux have been busy since their contracts expired, working on the independent circuit. The real-life couple also recently shared a massive personal update on social media. One of the biggest headlines of 2025 was the departure of Kross and Bordeaux from WWE. Their contracts weren't renewed, but fans were unsure if it was real or not, since the Herald of Doomsday was getting really popular among the live audience and online. But they have been free agents since their deals expired on August 10th, making appearances at many independent promotions. They have been spending time together outside of the United States and were most recently in Africa. In a post on Instagram, Karrion Kross shared several photos with Scarlett Bordeaux from their trip in Ethiopia. They were at the world-famous Abuna Yamata Gu, a monolithic church located in Ethiopia's Tigray region. No shoes, no ropes, no turning back. We climbed to Abuna Yamata Gu, one of the world's most remote churches barefoot, as tradition requires. The path is carved into the cliff itself. No one has ever fallen. It is said the mountain is blessed by God. Grateful to share this moment with the woman I love on sacred ground, Kross wrote. Many current and former WWE stars reacted to Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux's trip to Ethiopia. Some were even inspired by Kross's words about their journey to Abuna Yamata Gu. However, Dominic Mysterio remained true to his persona of being a heel and dropped a hilarious one-word message to troll the real-life couple. AI, Dominic wrote. Some fans replied to Dirty Dom and called him out for being a jerk to his former co-workers. He did get a pop out of Lana, who had a hilarious reaction to his comment. "Wow, I just popped out loud," Lana wrote. In addition to Ethiopia, Kross and Bordeaux were previously in Egypt and visited the pyramids. Drew McIntyre's undisputed WWE Championship reign won't last long. Undisputed WWE Champion Drew McIntyre's title reign might not last long. The Scottish Warrior defeated Cody Rhodes in the January 9th episode of SmackDown in a brutal 3 stages of hell match. Despite a hard-fought victory, there are signs that suggest that the Scottish star's undisputed title reign will end soon in World Wrestling Entertainment. Recently, a game-changing report revealed that WWE is still planning a Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes showdown at WrestleMania 42. The source also said the OTC may dethrone the Scottish psychopath on the road to Mania and finally defend the title against the American Nightmare. The report also asserted that McIntyre is the middleman in this potential WrestleMania match. If the reports are true, it's a clear sign that Drew will lose his undisputed WWE title soon, and his championship reign won't last long. Jacob Fatu made his SmackDown return last week when he attacked Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes in the steel cage match. It's important to note that the Samoan werewolf has yet to reveal the identity of the mystery attacker who took him out on the blue brand a few months ago. Since the start, the 40-year-old star has been one of the prime suspects in the storyline. Given Fatu's involvement with McIntyre, this suggests Drew might lose the undisputed title soon. This will further set the stage for a feud between Drew McIntyre and Jacob in the company. Before becoming the undisputed champion, Drew McIntyre suffered losses in major matches. Reports also revealed the reason McIntyre won the title, as the company felt another loss would have damaged his credibility beyond repair. This shows that the chief content officer had no real intention of crowning Drew as the title holder, but only to revive his credibility. They crowned him the new title holder. This appears to be a major sign that the undisputed championship won't last long on Drew McIntyre's shoulders, and he could be losing the title very soon. His poor booking over the past few months is clear proof that Triple H doesn't see him as the guy and may take the title from him before WrestleMania this year. Triple H forced to turn Cody Rhodes heel. Former WWE writer Vince Russo feels the company needs to make a drastic change in Cody Rhodes' presentation. The star recently lost the undisputed championship. The American Nightmare faced Drew McIntyre in a 3 stages of hell match. Drew picked up the win in the first fall before Cody came back strong in the second match. In the final steel cage match, Jacob Fatu interfered in the match, allowed Drew to crawl out of the cage and win the match. Former WWE writer Vince Russo feels the company needs to make a drastic change in Cody Rhodes' presentation. The star recently lost the undisputed championship. The American Nightmare faced Drew McIntyre in a 3 stages of hell match. Drew picked up the win in the first fall before Cody came back strong in the second match. In the final steel cage match, Jacob Fatu interfered in the match, allowed Drew to crawl out of the cage and win the match. So now they had the heel beat him, and bro, I don't think fans are going to rally or be behind Cody whatsoever to get that title back. I think they know that because they've booked the dude horribly. And that's why I think they did the Jacob Fatu thing. Because I think at this point, bro, they don't have any other choice but to turn Cody heel. During the same discussion, Russo added that whenever a babyface loses a title, fans are rooting for him to get a rematch. But that wasn't the case for Cody Rhodes. He felt Cody was booked so weakly that fans aren't rallying behind him for a rematch. When the heel takes the belt from the babyface, you should have that babyface built so strongly that the people can't wait for the rematch. But like in this case, bro, I don't think some of the most loyalist of WWE fans really want to see Cody get that title back. Interestingly, WWE has already moved on from the rivalry and announced a new tournament to determine the next #1 contender for Drew McIntyre. TNA drops AUG announcement featuring WWE Hall of Famer. TNA Wrestling announced that a WWE Hall of Famer will be featured on an upcoming show. The two companies have been working under an official partnership since last January 2025. TNA Impact is set to make the move from AXS-TV to AMC in the United States on January 15, 2026. It will also be available via live stream on TNA Plus and AMC Plus. They agreed on a contract last December, with the show now being called TNA Thursday Night Impact. In a press release sent out by TNA Wrestling, the promotion announced that WWE Hall of Famer Bubba Ray Dudley, more famously known as Bully Ray in TNA, will be part of the first ever show on AMC. Bully will be a special guest commentator for the show. TNA Hall of Famer Bully Ray will be the special guest commentator for the main event as TNA IMPAC. T premieres on AMC this Thursday at 9/8 Central Time live from the Curtis Culwell Center in Dallas, Texas, the press release read. In addition to being a WWE Hall of Famer, Bully Ray has also been inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame. He's a former 2-time TNA World Champion and a two-time TNA World Tag Team Champion. Another announcement on the press release was the extension of Hometown Man. The man formerly known as Cody Deaner has signed a new contract with TNA. The terms of the deal have not been revealed. My personal goal in this new era of TNA wrestling is to win gold. I want it in the history books that the Hometown Man has won a championship in TNA. That is why I have officially put pen to paper and re-signed with TNA Wrestling, Hometown Man said. HTM added that TNA is his home, and home is where the heart is. He called his job at the promotion cool, and he's just happy to be continuing to live his dream of being a pro wrestler. Logan Paul shockingly breaks character. Logan Paul is among the most despised heels in WWE right now as part of the Vision. Paul recently broke character to praise a rookie and called him the future of the company. At just 30 years old, Maverick is just entering his prime years as a WWE superstar. He has been appearing regularly on television, and it will continue after he signed a contract extension recently. He's a future world champion, but it seems like he's high on a young star. On a recent episode of his YouTube vlog, Logan Paul was backstage on Raw and was watching Javon Evans' match against Bravo Americano. Paul had nothing but praise for Evans, whom he called the future of WWE. This guy right here is the future of the WWE. The Vision's the now, but this guy is insane. His name is Javon Evans. This guy's moveset is insane. If everyone in the WWE was as good as me, the Vision, and this dude right here, no one would ever be able to look away, Paul said. At just 21 years old, Javon Evans is the youngest star on the WWE main roster. The company seems to be high on him since they trust him enough to earn a call-up. He has also been everywhere over the past few months, performing on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AAA. Amid a lot of teases over the past week, Logan Paul has finally shared the footage of his fight with Bradley Martin. Paul is still a social media influencer, businessman, and content creator over being a WWE superstar. In his latest YouTube vlog, Paul revealed that it was just a publicity stunt for a prime advertisement for the brand's new milkshake product. The fight was scripted, with Martin knocking out Paul, who laughed after the sequence was over. Paul also shared that he's getting into collecting one-piece cards, a new trend that has taken over the TCG world. A former AEW champion is headed to WWE. A former AEW champion has been teased to jump ship to WWE over the past few weeks. The star could be making his way to the Stamford-based company very soon. The star in question is none other than one-third of the AEW World Trios champions, Powerhouse Hobbs. Hobbs has been an integral part of the Ops faction ever since the group's inception. His pairing with Katsuyori Shibata has received a lot of praise over the past few years. It has been rumored that his contract with the Tony Khan-led promotion is set to end soon, and he's headed towards WWE. Adding to these speculations, Corey Hayes of Bodyslam.net has reported that Powerhouse Hobbs is expected to make his debut on the main roster itself and might skip NXT. A fan had replied to his tweet earlier regarding Hobbs being WWE, found by saying that the NXT brand needs him. Corey replied to the fan's tweet to make the prediction about Hobbs' potential arrival in the company. He's expected to head to the main roster, he said. It will be interesting to see what the future holds for the AEW World Trios champion. While speaking on the Wrestling Observer's YouTube channel, Dave Meltzer backed up the report stating that WWE is interested in signing Powerhouse Hobbs. He gave his insights on how he should be booked in the Stamford-based promotion during his initial days in the company. He is a big dude and they do like him, and I think I don't want to put a lid on his potential, I mean, in WWE at the end of the day where he is going to go, a lot of it's on his talking ability. And we really haven't seen a lot of that, like the ability to talk long-term, or obviously he's put in a stable like Heyman, that changes everything, because then he won't have to talk a lot. Most of the time, when guys are in one place for a long time, it's better to change. Get a fresh coat of paint, but there's always Ray Fenix's when it's not better. Hobbs is scheduled to compete in his final AEW match on this week's episode of Collision, which was pre-taped this Wednesday after Dynamite. CM Punk's in-ring retirement is close. Everyone retires, and John Cena recently proved that. With the greatest of all time hanging up his jorts forever, others are obviously thinking about the end of their own careers in the ring. CM Punk is talking about retirement, but not as something that is happening soon. With John Cena finished in WWE, the focus has shifted to others from the same era. That includes CM Punk, who is still active and currently the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. John Cena wrestled his final match on December 13th at WWE Saturday Night's Main Event, where he lost to Gunther. Since then, more names from that generation have stepped away or talked about the end being closer, including Hiroshi Tanahashi and AJ Styles. That made Punk's comments stand out a bit more as he spoke to Cinema Blend. When I was 15, if you asked me if I'd be wrestling when I was 40, I would tell you no. That's crazy. 40 is so old. I'm 47, and I don't feel old yet. CM Punk explained that his view has changed over time. He pointed out that many wrestlers have stayed active far longer than anyone expected, even if that is not the path he wants for himself. Terry Funk wrestled for a long time. Ric Flair wrestled for a long time. I mean, there's luchadors that are like in their 70s that are still doing it. Do I want to be doing that? Probably not. That led to CM Punk giving a rough idea of when he thinks it makes sense to step away. It was not framed as a firm plan, just a personal estimate based on how things feel right now. I would estimate probably the big 50 is when I should maybe gracefully bow out. Knock on wood if nothing else horrible happens. For now, retirement is not part of the schedule. Punk retained the World Heavyweight Championship against Braun Breaker on the January 5th episode of WWE Raw. He is set to defend the title next week against Finn Balor, and that should be a tough fight in Ireland. We will keep a close eye on CM Punk because he's still on top of his game as world champion. Only time will tell when he decides to finally give up pro wrestling. At 47 years old, he may only have a few years left. Adam Pearce gets suspended. Paul Heyman has seemingly revealed that a top WWE official could be suspended due to his actions last Monday on Raw. The Oracle dropped the bombshell after Braun Breaker's punishment was announced, which has now been made public. On the January 12th edition of Raw in Dusseldorf, Germany, Breaker attacked Penta and Dragon Lee in the main event. He got into it with Raw general manager Adam Pearce, who was shoved to the corner by the two-time Intercontinental Champion. Pearce responded by suspending Breaker indefinitely, but Heyman argued that it was the Raw GM who put his hands first on the Vision member. Appearing on Logan Paul's latest YouTube vlog, Paul Heyman revealed that Adam Pearce could be suspended for putting his hands on Braun Breaker first. Heyman dropped the tease after Paul volunteered to pay Breaker's fine. If you get suspended by someone who's going to get suspended himself, does your suspension stand? Well, it's self-defense. As a professional, as an executive, Pearce puts his hands on Braun Breaker, Heyman said. It will be interesting to see if WWE takes Paul Heyman's argument into consideration. Braun Breaker is suspended at the moment, but he could return if Heyman lobbies Adam Pearce's actions to the higher-ups. Despite being suspended, Braun Breaker was in action at Tuesday's live event at the SAP Arena in Mannheim, Germany. It's part of the WWE Road to Royal Rumble tour, with Breaker going one-on-one with the high-flying Javon Evans. Breaker ended up getting the victory, but it's important to note that any matches on house shows are non-canon on television. There are rare instances of title changes and other storyline-related segments, but it's been a while since they happened. Nevertheless, the January 19 edition of Raw in Belfast, Northern Ireland, is going to be a must-watch due to the possible development on Breaker and possibly Adam Pearce's suspension.